Hello, everybody. This is Stuart Jean coming back at you here from Musicians Institute in Hollywood, California for Drum Magazine. It is September. It is back to school, and it's time to get back to basics. We stripped down the kit here, and we got our practice pad. In fact, this practice pad, good old Remo style. It's got the old PIT written here from our school. This thing's been around here for decades, but this is a great pad. But grab your pad and let's do this. The plight of many of our students here at the school, and maybe a lot of you out there have, is coming up with a good practice routine. The laundry list of things we need to work on just grows and grows. And over my years of being here at the school, my best answer to tell a student is, it's always going to be a little messy, your practice sessions. It's not going to be perfect, but you do need to focus on what you're doing at that moment. Don't worry about the other stuff. Yeah, it's all there. It's not going anywhere, but just one step at a time, one subject at a time. And I think that starts with having a good warm-up routine. A lot of people do not have a good warm-up routine, and if you start here, you got a clear mind. I make the mistake often. Maybe I haven't played yet in the day, and I sit down. I have a lot of stuff on my mind. I've heard some cool stuff, and I just start shredding and playing all this crazy stuff, and it's just awful. And I realize, man, what am I doing? I'm not even warmed up. So warming up, one, it gets your body loosened up, and it gets your mind centered, and it sets you off to have a great practice session, whether it's 1 hour or 8 hours, whatever it is. So what we're going to do for this month is each week I'm going to take you through 3 different hand exercises. Nothing crazy, no rocket science here, just pretty simple stuff. And I'll give you a few modifications of these. And then on the 4th week, I'll show you a bass drum exercise, and we're going to tie all this together in a routine. And of course, you could spend 10 minutes doing this. You could spend 2 hours doing this. But at least it's a starting place, and it's a template for you. You can plug in things that you'd rather do or things that you need to work on. But it's just hopefully this helps you with your routine. So today, this lesson, what we're going to do is basic triplet exercise, Moeller method. You've probably seen it before, but I'm going to walk you through it. In fact, what I like to do before I really start practicing is I just start out with a bunch of full strokes. I just start getting that range of motion going and just playing my pad, letting that stick freely bounce back. Tommy Igoe and his Hands for a Lifetime, which I think is a great DVD. He calls this air in the hands. You don't want to be tense. You don't want to be gripping the stick tightly, and just let that stick just fall on down. Left hand, same thing. Just let it go. Great place to start. Okay, great. I could do that all day. And then the next step, let's convert those full strokes to downstrokes. All right, so this exercise is going to consist of a downstroke, a tap stroke, and then an upstroke. All right, so down, tap, up, down, tap, up, down, tap, up. That's basically it. And we're just going to cycle through this at a slower tempo, and then we'll find a slightly faster tempo. And it's always good to have 2 tempos, just like working out, maybe 3 tempos. But, working out, you find a weight that you can do moderately without stressing yourself out. But, you also want to find that edge and push it just a little bit. One thing I tell my students all the time is if you start to feel pain, you have to stop. You don't want to, you can push yourself, but you can't play through pain. You don't want to damage yourself. All right, so you have to recognize that. And if you do feel pain outside of playing, that's soft tissue damage usually, and rest is what it needs. So you just got to lay off if you went a little too far. because we want to be able to do this for our life. Okay, so basically we're gonna play right, left, right, left, right, left. You want to hit the same spot in the center of the pad. You want to keep relaxed hand. You don't want to close this up right here. You don't want to get tense. You do that, there's tension. Just with the stick in your hand right now, close that up. You feel the tension. Okay, just relax. Now in this case, when we're doing a single triplet on each hand, we don't really have an upstroke going on. But when we switch to 2 triplets in a row, 2 beats, 1, 2, there's our upstroke, right? Three on each hand. I really want to exaggerate. I really want to throw that stick down, and then those next 2 notes not so loud. Okay, the faster we get, we're going to get that elbow moving. You want to make sure your elbows aren't locked to your sides, and you're not just playing from the wrist. Okay, it's a fluid motion all the way from your back, okay, to the tip of the stick, like whipping a towel. Okay, but don't exaggerate that either. So all right, so let's do this exercise. We're going to do 1 on each hand, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, we'll do it with a click, and we'll stay on each one for a few bars. Again, you can do this as long as you want, as short as you want. You can make modifications. You can exaggerate the dynamics between the accented note and the unaccented. You can, just do whatever feels good to you. When you're practicing this stuff, you're analyzing your hands. Have a mirror in front of you. Make sure that you're symmetrical. Most of us, our right hand is better than our left hand. So if you want to get your left hand better, well, you have a model right here in your right hand. Okay, so let's just do it. We're going to go 70 BPM. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Twos. Threes. Fours. Okay, that's a condensed version of it. I would usually do that a lot longer. I've been doing this for decades, really. Steve Rucker down at University of Miami is the one who hit me to doing this and coming up with this routine. So I credit him. Amazing teacher, player, person. And I mentioned Tommy Igo earlier. I love his philosophy, the way he does things. Bruce Becker, out there has great videos as well. There's so many gurus out there, but this is all going to culminate into a nice routine for you. One thing I want to mention is when I was doing this, what's my idle hand doing? Just, it's in playing position, right? It's not floating around. It's not coming up. It's not moving around. Be conscious of that. A lot of my students, I see this happening. You know, you're going to be playing this drum real soon. So you don't want to be doing anything weird with your other hand. So notice that. You have to analyze. All right. So yeah, let's ramp it up a little bit. Let's say we'll go here. Here we go. Let's go. Ready? 1, 2, ready. And 1. Twos. Threes. Fours. Cool. Cool, and that's basically that. Multiple strokes. You know, you could do 16th notes. You could play. You know, you can modify it, whatever you want to do. But that's a great place to start right there. I'm also sitting at a kit. My feet are on my pedals. You know, I'm a drum set player, so I want to, and I have the pad on my snare. So you know, I'm just preparing myself to, you know, be warmed up on the kit as well. You could do this on the snare. You can do this on toms, whatever you want. But always good to start right here. Little modification I like to do to help develop my single stroke roll is I'll play this. Just watch. Here we go. I just go. So I'm still doing the whipping motion. I'm still getting that. It's this exercise. So it's 1, 1, you know, left, right, and then the right hand is dominant here. I'm just popping in that left hand in there. And I can do that left hand lead as well. Okay, so you'll probably come up with something. Something will spark in your brain, and you'll go, "Oh, this is cool." Write it down, remember it, and add it to your arsenal of warm-ups. So yeah, that's that, everyone. Take it, mark down your, keep a log of your tempos. That was 70 and then 85. Nothing crazy. We can always push it. You traditional guys, we can always get a little. We can work on our traditional grip as well, right? So we can go. Same thing with traditional. We don't have to worry about this with the traditional, but we still don't want to be too tense, and we don't want to be too wide open either. So it's still that whipping motion. I'm sure you've all seen that famous Jim Chapin video floating out there of him just doing this like crazy, So Moeller method, all right? The louder and faster you play, the looser you need to be. So that's it, everyone. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your comments and your support and your suggestions and all that. And just stay tuned, because this is all gonna culminate at the end of the month. So happy practicing, everyone. Take care.